Hey, this is Jessica's Book Corner here. I have been so busy the past month that I haven't had a chance to do any of my book reviews. I have gotten 5 new books that, in this video, I'm just going to be going over the basic summary of them, and then later on when I do the individual video for each book, I will go more into the story and what I think about it. So here are the books that I'm going to be reviewing in the next couple of weeks. So be sure to, come back and look for the videos and let me know what you think of my book reviews. Okay, the first book review that I have is Loving the Highlander by Janet Chapman. This is part of the McKee series that she has, and I think it has about 7 or 8 books. Don't quote me on that, I'm not positive. But just a basic outline of this is one of the McKee brothers, Morgan. He meets Sadie Quill in the forest that he loves to be in, and he chases her down, and basically craziness ensues, and they have an instant attraction, and it's a lot of them in the forest, and them trying to save the forest or the landscape that is on the McKee land and everything. But so I would probably give this book a 4 out of 5. For it being in a series, it's a pretty good book. It has a lot of action. It has some pretty good romance scenes, and it is a romance book. So yes, I would definitely suggest if you like romance books and you like Scottish Highlander romance books, then this is definitely a good one to get. The next book that I have is Laird of the Mist by Paula Quinn, and I think this will be a series that the writer is planning on doing. This is the only book out, but I think she has the second one coming out kind of soon. But basically, it's about 2 rivaling clans, the Campbells and the McGregors, and basically one of them takes hostage the other to try to get to the other one's uncle, which is a pretty bad guy. And it just goes on their journey, and it has a really good sexual tension between the 2 main characters. And the supporting characters in it are really good too. It's pretty funny in some of the books and everything. The ending is pretty good too. It has a um, a clan fight in it, a disabled sister in it, the backstory of how the main character got the way that he did. So I would give this book a 5 out of 5. I really liked it, and I really did enjoy the whole book thoroughly. I think I finished it in like a day. So I cannot wait for this author to come out with the rest of the series. So it's a pretty good book. So I highly suggest that you get this book too. The next book I have is At the Highlander's Mercy by Terry Brisbane, I believe, and it is the McLeary clan series. This is the only book that I have read in this series. I don't I don't even know how many are in this. I think the Highlander Stolen Touch is in this series too. But this is the only one I have read in this series. And it is about these a couple, not really a couple. They were a couple back when they were kids, and they got separated, and they each went their own way. Well, the so he is the cousin, I think. I think he's the cousin of the main character, and he ends up kidnapping this girl who the main character used to be in love with, and who he still is in love with. And that fiasco happens, and there's there's so much going back and forth in this book. I mean, it's not a bad back and forth, but it's just like he said this, she said this girl is saying this guy is saying this, and acting all crazy. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it immensely, but it was enjoyable. So, I guess if I just don't really know what to say about this book, because I like it, but then there's something about it I just cannot put my finger on, that something just irks me about the book. But whenever I go into my in-depth book review, I'll go over this. So, alright, the next book I have is Wed to a Highland Warrior by Donna Fletcher. This is part of a series. I think it's the McAlpin series. Basically, it's about the series is about 4 men raised as brothers, and they will bring Scotland back to her rightful glory. And I believe this one is the final book in the series, which this is the first book I read, and I found it really easy to follow along in the series. It's not that you have to read them in order to know what's going on. I read this, like I said, this is the only book I have read of the series, and it was really easy to follow along. Basically, it is about this girl named Liz, who is a pig, which I guess you could classify as pagan. And she can sense things about people, not sense, but she can know what they're thinking. And she saved the character Trey. She saved his life years ago whenever he was devastated by a lost love. And he's never really recovered from that. So, she was being harassed by these warriors in the forest, and she sensed Trey coming, and she's like, "Oh, here is my husband." And of course, he went along with it, and in the pig world, that's all you need to be married. So they go back and forth, and okay, I like this book. I really do. I like the idea of the book, but the story is so back and forth. They go to this location. They help this person. They go back to the next location. Then they go back to the other location and help the same people. It's so back and forth, back and forth. But that's the only thing I did not like about the book. There's a really neat twist at the end of the book, so I don't want to give it away. So I give this book, I give it a 4 out of 5, just because it's a lot of back and forth storyline. But it's definitely a pick up and read. Okay, the last book that I have is called Devil in a Kilt by Sue Ellen Wellfunder. I don't think this is a book in a series, but it is about Lynette McDonald, and she is blessed with in the Scottish mythology, I guess you could call it. If you are the seventh daughter of a seventh daughter, you have the sight where you can sense things about certain people. She has that. Well, her father is sending her off to marry Duncan Mackenzie, which the only reason he's marrying her is to find out if this kid is his son or not. And there's a lot of family drama, including a stepbrother, um, um, a Duncan's wife, and if that son is his or if it's his stepbrother's. And basically um, you know, they break each other's shell and they start to fall in love. And there's kidnapping and also all sorts of things that go crazy in this book. I give this book a 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it immensely. I thought it was a really good storyline, and I'll go more in depth when I do the individual book review. So those are the books that I'm going to be reviewing in the next coming weeks. Hopefully, if my health is doing better, I'll be able to crank them out. So come back often. See whenever I have more book reviews and more videos coming up. Also, I started a daily vlog of my life and everything I have going on in that. So also be sure to check out those videos, and please don't forget to subscribe at the bottom and leave me any comments, whether they be positive or negative, on things I could change about, my videos and things like that. So thank you for watching my videos, and I will see you in the next coming up weeks. Bye.